City Council reports, beginning with Councilmember Cardoza.
All righty. It's been a fairly quiet couple of weeks. I'm going to start with city events. Attended the swearing in of our brand new police sergeant, Michael Bullard. And then, of course, our monthly Waffle Wednesdays at the Senior Center. Can't pass that up. It's a great time. We're getting bigger and badder every month. More and more folks are showing up. Meetings. I attended the Yuba City Transit Authority meeting. Councilmember Shaw. I sat in the back row and listened to the Regional Waste Management meeting. I attended the Regional Housing Authority meeting. I attended the Building Better Partnerships through the Regional Housing Authority. That's our 3 jurisdictions. They're moving forward on a complex in Grass Valley for low-income housing. Attended the Planning Commission meeting. Chamber events. I attended the monthly ambassadors meeting. We had a wind down Wednesday and social night. And then, of course, we had last Friday night, we had our 35th annual Chamber Gala and Award Ceremony. It was a fun time, quite a few people at the Hard Rock Casino. For community events, 2 weekends ago, it was everything Buckeye. So we had a grand opening of the Buckeye Museum. We attended the ambassador's reception. Of course, we're in the parade. And then we attended the Hopsing Society dinner, and I want to thank Frank M. Booth for the Buckeye reception also. And then Saturday night, I attended the 550-year birthday anniversary of Guru Naka, the celebration hosted by the Punjabi American Heritage Society. They had a pretty good full turnout. They had a panel of 6 from our community, and it was telecasted on the India broadcasting system throughout the world and United States. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Interesting. Very well done, Councilman Cardoza.
3 minutes.
I was expecting something to be rolled out and the list goes that way. You make me sound like I just hang out at home and do nothing. So I just have a few items. One of them that I, in the future, have a conversation, and I'll be meeting with our executive team on. I went to a sustainability summit through USC, and I learned quite a bit about developing cities and figuring out ways to do things green and clean. So that was very interesting. I did that for 3 days. I received a scholarship through the League of Cities, the Women's Caucus. So. Happy about that. Learned a lot. Also, if you're looking for a job, not particularly my job, but someone else's, and I'm not talking about the folks that are trying to get reelected either, the Yuba City Homeless Consortium is looking for an executive director. And if you're interested, go on our website. It's the Yuba City, all one word. It's YSHomelessconsortium.org. It's posted right on the very front, so if you think that you are able to work as a nonprofit that I'm on the board and one of the founders, and be happy to have an executive director. If you are not familiar, but March is Women's History Month, and I'm very excited about celebrating this month and acknowledging all the women in this room in leadership and future and others. And I also learned that this is the 100th year of actually the 19th Amendment being passed and guaranteeing us as women the constitutional right to vote. And I thought, what an appropriate thing to bring up on March 3rd, to vote. Women vote, yes. So I got my I voted button. I got my little apple, because educate yourself to make sure you vote correct, right? So I am all in on that. So I hope that if you haven't had the opportunity to vote, please do so. On March 7th, in celebration of Women's Month, I will be speaking to 50 young college women through the Upward Bound program. It's an all-female presentation. On March 8th, I have the honor of being the Masters of Ceremony for eCenter, who does wonderful work in nonprofit on their first annual International Women's Day. And we're going to hold this at Hard Rock Cafe. And we announced this about a month ago, and believe it or not, we are full. We have 170 women that are going to be showing up this Sunday. We have an amazing guest speaker coming in, Professor Neelam Cantalugo. We have a panel, Judge O'Connor. We have Chairwoman Glenda Nelson of Rancheria, Enterprise Rancheria. We have a former Yuba County Supervisor, Mary Jane Grego. We have the Alliance for Hispanic Advancement, President Vera Carrera is going to be on the panel, and I have the honor to MC the event, and some of the proceeds will go to a memorial funds for scholarships for future educators who want to become teachers in early education or just some sort of education system. So that's how I am hoping to launch into March is Women's History Month. So here we go. Thank you.
Thank you. And Dave Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Been rather busy myself. I don't get waffles, not even on Wednesday. And to answer my fellow colleague at the end, Home Depot, it's called Simple Green. Anyway, that was a joke. During the past couple of weeks, as Councilmember Cardoza said, I had a transit meeting and RWMA meeting. No significant activity out of either of those. The RWMA, it's 1383, continues as we've discussed now at the last couple of meetings. That seems to be what's on everyone's mind with what's coming down with those regulations and what we're going to be faced with. Want to extend thank yous to all the leadership of the Buckeye Festival and the Young family for the invitation and the hospitality. Great event. It was the first time I was actually able to attend because I've been chasing my daughter at rodeos for the last decade and it always conflicted. So I had a wonderful time. It was very, very fortunate to be there. The most significant thing that has come about in the work outside of the council here has been the ad hoc committee with the development impact fees and such. And we are prepared to bring our first recommendations to the council to the next council meeting. So that is made up of not just members of the city and the council, but developers, realtors, lenders, engineers. We got some wonderful people on there, and we're trying to figure out what we can do to get economic growth going. So look forward to that in the next meeting, and you guys will have the all the information in your packet. And I'm really jazzed about the discussions that's gone on there. I think it's really positive and really good. So we'll be looking for some action from the council. The only other thing that's been going on continually is the Bogue Stewart tax agreement for the Bogue Stewart master plan. That seems to have at best stalled right now. And I'm really hoping that the county can come and sit down with us at the table and let's get this thing done, because that is a huge potential for both the city and the county long term. And I am very optimistic that we can come together and get this thing figured out. And I'm looking forward to continuing my work on that committee. With that, sir, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you very much. Vice Mayor.
Through the mayor, touch on a few things that my colleagues were at the Buckeye Festival. Marysville does a wonderful job with that. Thanks to all the different groups that invited us to participate. It really is probably, if not the best attended parade. It's certainly right up there with them. Not to outdo our own 4th of July parade, but it's a different animal, and it's been going on for many, many years. Attended the Chamber's Government Affairs Committee meeting this morning, the Chamber of Commerce. They are always a very interesting meeting, dealing with the concerns of the business community. Also want to give a huge acknowledgement to their gala. Over 500 people at the Hard Rock Cafe. The vibe with the business community right now seems fairly good, and we're working hard to continue that. As Councilman Shaw said, the Master Tax Exchange Agreement does seem to be bogged down a bit in process. I think there are things happening to try to move that along. And at the end of the day, I think my colleague, Councilman Shaw, as well as staff, know there is a win-win agreement out there to be had. We just are are working through the process with the county to try to get there. On the Development Impact Fee Committee, again, this has been a great effort so far. We're going to bring some exciting things to you that undoubtedly will begin the process of being open for business from a different level in regards to our residential and our commercial community. They are very well engaged. We have representatives that are coming together to explore all the options, and I want to thank staff especially for their efforts in helping with that. Today, on a more light note, I had an opportunity to read to 4 classes at Lincolncrest School, and let me tell you that this was 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders. Teachers are amazing people. They have their hands full with those youngsters. You always make yourself available for some questions after the fact, and believe me, it ranges from how old are you to who's your favorite football team, and so anyway, I've got Riverbend School coming up on Friday. Enjoy doing that. I also want to acknowledge our police chief, our fire chief, public works director, in regards to their efforts behind the scenes that's going on that no one's really seeing right now in preparation should something begin to escalate with the coronavirus. Very impressed with their efforts so far. I know there's also some meetings going on for coordinated information so that we don't run into any of the difficulties or challenges that were presented last time we had an event face the community. The information will be shared, and it will, at least it's intended right now to come from one source that everybody can agree with. There won't be any confusion. Final item I have is kind of exciting. Begun the process of meeting with the city of Marysville in regards to the 4th of July fireworks. There's definitely interest there again. We're going to be pulling together, and so I want to make sure that staff realizes they'll be engaged early in this process instead of 2 weeks before. There are some things that are going to change. The shoot site will remain in Riverfront Park, but it'll be moved a bit south. And the city of Marysville is trying to tie in a free music event at the amphitheater where they hold the Stampede down there as well. So stand by for more information on that. I think that was a great success that we all here in the city had a part in last year, and looking forward to bringing it back to the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's start with the lighter stuff. I too attended Buckeye festivities, and thank you to all the folks on the other side of the river who put so much, obviously, a lot of work into making all those events happen. It really is an opportunity for our entire community, and especially Marysville, to shine. And I think yet another successful year could be agreed upon there. It was a really good time. Let's see here. Attended the Have a Heart for Kids run over there at River Valley High School. He was a judge for a chili contest at the Moose Lodge. Was able to attend the Peace Officer of the Year dinner in honor of our officer, Charm Singh, and many other officers in the community for all the hard work they do every year. So congratulations to Officer Singh. I had an opportunity to read yesterday at the Playseum, which I'd never been inside before, but that's a really wonderful resource and part of our community. I would not wear the Dr. Seuss hat, but I did read a Dr. Seuss book. I looked for that one. There was something about a fish, but it was still good. Attended the Chamber Gala Award ceremony with some of my colleagues over there at Hard Rock Casino. Congratulations to all the winners over there. One I remember off the top of my head is Jeff Stevens for Say Love, and he's been here before and presented to us and does a really good job. Let's hope one day he'll put himself out of business, but we'll see about that. But what a great job rallying people together. SACOG, the primary thing about that was a regional trails project they have going. We have our project, I've talked about it before. I think we have a good opportunity to try to do something with the Union Pacific Railroad property, extending up from Sutter, hopefully all the way into Yuba City Bridge and Plumas. and on over perhaps the new bridge, or do something with the trestle, and then working with Marysville to hopefully link it. My vision is something that's been talked about, is all the way out to Sycamore Ranch. I think it'd be a wonderful opportunity if we could get on that thing and go. And you look at a map of Yuba City, you have a green stripe right through the middle of it. It'd be really nice to have a long, narrow park like that. There's money out there. I think it goes on to our one of our goals and priorities, adding to our quality of life. Also, you have things like that and you keep it safe, you'll hopefully attract new residents and businesses too. So let's hope that keeps going. We are having a meeting coming up. I don't remember, we changed the date today. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they are coming up here to meet with myself and our some other city staff to try to get this ball rolling. For the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, I'm going to be in a video. They call it the Download. We're going down to a TV studio in Sacramento tomorrow to talk about all things economic development related for Yuba City. We've picked a few hot topics. We only have a certain amount of time, but the idea is to spread out the good word about our community. Yuba City, the Sutter County is going to have representatively Yuba County as well. They're going to have some airtime. But the intent is to attract businesses and develop our economy and let people know, the site selector folks, what we have to offer, what we bring to the table, what our potential is, and again, the common theme of we are open for business. So I'm going to put on the smile, put on the suit, be enthusiastic for area, beat the war drum to try to get some folks to come and pay us a visit. So I'll be doing that tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Other than that, things business as usual. And I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I do want to acknowledge that tonight is Election Day. And my hat's off to all the candidates out there. Win, lose, or draw, you're all winners, because it is not an easy thing to do. We all up here know that. Put yourself out there and give it your best shot for the benefit of the community. So I really respect that. And best of luck to all of them. I would like to adjourn today before we go back into closed session for one final item in memory of a community hero, a community advocate, somebody who has long time really done a lot of good for our community. That's Mr. Ron Giovanetti, who recently passed away. A really good man. He is, he was wealthy, and he did not mind at all reaching to his checkbook and helping out, especially children and law enforcement. He's a wonderful man, and he will be missed. And we'd like to adjourn today into closed session in memory of Mr. Ron Giovanetti. Thank you all very much.